Well, hi, and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is Senior Cadillac Sales Director Jordan Eicher calling in with your Wednesday wisdom from Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, I used to want a tattoo on my wrist that would say, "No excuses." And it's because it was just worth saying out loud in my life, no excuses. I never got that tattoo, but I still sometimes will pencil it onto my own wrist, like with a Sharpie, when I recognize my brain pinpointing excuses in my business or in my life for any new habit that I wanted to create. I know for me, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game, a dangerous neighborhood if I don't start recognizing when my brain is lying to me and pinpointing excuses to get me out of doing the things that are important to me. You know, I will never forget hearing that if something is important to you, you'll make time for it. And if it's not, you'll find an excuse. If something's important to you, you'll make time for it. And if it's not, you'll find an excuse. And, you know, we have around 100 days. I think it's like technically 113 or 14 days left until July 1st, which is the end of our Mary Kay year. We are in what we call the final four, which is the final 4 months to our goals, to our year-long seminar finish line. This is championship season in Mary Kay. It's the fourth quarter. And if something is important to you, you're going to make time for it in these next 100-ish days. And if not, you'll find an excuse. Maybe you need to get out your Sharpie and write no excuses on your wrist so that it's a reminder to you, because it is so dangerous if we don't recognize when we are making excuses. Right now, we have a huge opportunity. Spring is here. God willing, COVID restrictions are lifting in some parts of the country. The weather is changing. There is a new feeling in the air. It is, I don't know about you, it's spring break week here with my kids' school. You know, we can get a lot done this spring, regardless of what boundaries there are outside of our homes. We have such an opportunity to get so much done, but only if we don't let the bad excuse cycle happen. Do you have a goal that you keep putting off every single month? Well, let me ask you, what is stopping you? Is it excuses, like stops me sometimes? Is it fear? Is it laziness? Is it procrastination? What has kept you in this cycle where you just keep putting the same goal up every single month and then never really giving it your guts, never really running for it? When are you going to choose that now is the moment? When are you going to choose the work? When are you going to choose today? Because I just want to tell you, there's never going to be a perfect time to reach your goal. There's never going to be a perfect time to become a director. There's never going to be a perfect time to earn $1,000 in a month in your Mary Kay business selling. There's never going to be a perfect time for you to do 50 makeover appointments virtually in 4 weeks. There's never going to be a perfect time for you to go on Target for your car. There's never going to be a perfect time for you to become a red jacket if that's what you're waiting for. The conditions will never be better next month. They won't. Your life is going on right now, and every obstacle we have compounds. Right? These are always happening. I've heard it said you're either in a crisis, you're coming out of a crisis, or you're about to head into one. That's just life, right? So we can't let ourselves off the hook. We have just around 100 days to make your goal a priority. So if you're looking for a perfect time, you're looking for an excuse. And the worst part is, if you're like me, your excuses are just lies that you're the only one who believes them, right? Your excuses, usually you're the only one who believes them, because when you get into the arena of winners, like at a seminar or a career conference or the virtual leadership conferences that we have, or any kind of a national sales director workshop, you hear about stories of winners and overcomers who have just as bad of circumstances as you have. They have just as many life crises happen as you have, sometimes worse. And yet, they didn't find excuses. They found victories. They found promotions. They found income. They found opportunities, because your excuses are lies that only you believe. So I want to help you today. If you're feeling like you're stuck in that cycle, The biggest thing you can do to motivate yourself to start on your goal today is to take action. Work will win when wishing won't. 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 Say it to yourself today. Tattoo that on your other wrist. No excuses on one side. Work will win when wishing won't on the other side. Okay, Sharpie tattoo. Don't really go to the tattoo shop unless you're like really into my ideas today. But really, like, taking action. You know, one of my greatest strengths in Mary Kay is that I've always believed I could get a lot done in a short amount of time when I'm working. When I show up, when I suit up, when I dress up, when I'm mentally prepared, I can make things happen. And I believe you can too. We all have that power within us. That's how I stay motivated. You know, I take action and I trust the process. I might not see earth-shattering results right away, but I'm developing my success habit. I'm showing up for work just like I would if I was told to or forced to or mandated to by a boss, right? That is putting in the small daily efforts. That's trusting the process. That's the most important thing for the long game of this 113 days. It's not giving up on your goal because you don't feel like working. It's showing up for work no matter what. Don't quit. That's advice straight from Mary Kay Ash. Number 1, get started. Number 2, don't quit. Taking action. You know, thinking Mary Kay is not the same as doing Mary Kay. So sometimes we just have to do more Mary Kay. So today, that's your challenge. Do more Mary Kay today so that you don't get stuck in the excuse cycle of putting your goal off month after month after month. Our months in this seminar year are running out. We only have 3.5 left. So we're going to today decide together to adopt the no excuses mentality, right? When your own mind shows up with a parade of excuses, a parade of why you can't get the kids off to church day camp, a parade of why you can't hold virtual appointments tonight because your lighting broke, a parade of why you're just like on your period and you don't feel like talking to anybody, whatever the excuses are. You know what? Catch your mind cooking up those excuses and say out loud, no excuses. National Sales Director Joanne Barnes, I heard her say one time that your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It just goes to work to do exactly what you tell it. So if you tell it excuses, it's going to believe those excuses. If you tell it to go to work, it's going to go to work. You don't have to know or understand everything about that process before you start. You don't have to see the entire staircase. Just take the first step, MLK Jr., right? So seriously, I'm telling you this as much as I'm telling it to myself today so that you can find the power to show up for work today, not believe excuses that your mind is cooking up, because your goal matters. It matters to your business. It matters to your unit. It matters to your family. It probably matters to your finances. It matters to your self-esteem, which matters to everything in your life. It matters to your calling. It matters to your spiritual life. It matters to your did I already say your unit? I think I said your unit. It matters to your team's year-end goal. It matters to the women that God has put in your life. It matters to your children. It matters. Your goal matters. So don't put it off any longer. Start today. Get into action. Don't try to think your way out of a funk. Work your way into a daily success habit. And I know that you are the girl for the job. God bless you. And I'll be back with you again next Wednesday. Bye-bye.